Hello and welcome to Nana's Crafty Home. My name is Tanya. Today's tutorial is going to show you how to crochet the Coastal Haven blanket that you can find as a free pattern on my website. This particular stitch pattern lends itself really well to ombre self-striping yarn with some contrast. Because you're coming down into that previous row, it creates this woven look, which is really unique and interesting. So I found this Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek. It is acrylic and it is a size 4 medium weight yarn with short color changes. These short color changes lended itself really well to creating this interesting, almost a mosaic woven look when you're using this stitch pattern. If you are trying to find another good substitute, I recommend trying to find something that has a short color change in a self-striping yarn. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start here with a magic circle. If you don't want to use a magic circle, that's perfectly fine. You could go ahead and chain 4, slip stitch to form a ring, and then work your round 1 in that ring. But with the magic circle, I'm going to go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work 15 double crochets in that magic ring. So 1, 2, 15, tighten your ring, that chain 3 at the beginning is going to count as a stitch, so you'll have a total of 16 stitches for round 1. We're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, and round 2 is another chain 3, and that chain 3 at the beginning of a round is going to count as a stitch throughout. I'm going to work 2 double crochets in that same stitch. This is going to be a corner, and a corner is going to be 3 double crochet stitches all worked in the same stitch. I'm going to chain 1, skip the next stitch, and because we worked 3, there's a total of 3 stitches here, make sure and not miss that next stitch. So this is the top of that next double crochet, skip and work a double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next stitch, work 3 double crochets in that next stitch to make a corner, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next stitch, work a corner, cluster of 3 double crochets all worked in the same stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next stitch, corner, cluster of 3 double crochets all worked in that same stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next stitch. We're at the beginning, so we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. So for round 2, we're going to have a total of 4 double crochet cluster corners, 3 stitches all worked in that same stitch, 8 chain 1 spaces, So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then 4 double crochet stitches worked in between our corners. 1, 2, 3, and 4. For round 3, I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the next stitch. So it's the middle stitch of that 3 stitch cluster. Slip stitch into that top of that middle stitch, chain 1, work 3 single crochet cluster in that same stitch. Single crochet in the next stitch. So now I'm going to be working into these skipped stitches from that previous row. And I'm going to be working this round in front of that chain 1 space. So I'm going to work a double crochet, come down into that first row, and you can see that skipped stitch, and I'm going to work a double crochet in front of that chain 1. So I'm not enclosing that chain 1, I'm not working around it, I'm working in front of it. And then I'm going to be working a single crochet in the next stitch. So in the top of that double crochet, work a single crochet, and then do the same thing. Come down into that skipped stitch in front of that chain 1 to work a double crochet. Single crochet in the top of the next stitch, 3 single crochet stitches to work a corner in the top of that middle double crochet stitch from the corner of that previous round. So 3 single crochet stitches, single crochet in the next, come down and work into that skipped stitch, double crochet in front of the chain 1, single crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next skipped stitch, single crochet in the next, 3 single crochets in the next, single crochet in the next, double crochet in the next skipped stitch in front of that chain 1, single crochet in the next, double crochet in the next skipped stitch, single crochet in the next, 3 single crochets in the next stitch, single crochet in the next, double crochet in the next skipped stitch, single crochet in the next, double crochet in the next skipped stitch, and now I'm at the end. This is that chain 3 from the beginning of that previous round, and remember I worked a slip stitch into it, but then I slip stitched into that next stitch to work my first corner, so don't miss this first stitch and work a single crochet in the top of that chain 3 from the previous round, and then we're going to be working our slip stitch to finish this round in the first single crochet of that 3 single crochet cluster to complete. So for round 3, you're going to have a total of 32 stitches around. For round 4, I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch. Again, I'm working into that middle stitch of that 3 stitch cluster. So in this case, it's 3 single crochets. I'm in the middle single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double crochet in that same stitch, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next stitch, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip the next stitch. The next stitch is that middle stitch of that corner and work 3 double crochets in that stitch. And then I'm just going to be repeating that around, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, I'm in the corner, that middle single crochet, work 3 double crochets in that stitch, and then continue around. So when we get to the end of the round, I'll have one more stitch to skip and then work a slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 from the beginning to complete round 4. So for round 4, I'm going to have 4 double crochet clusters, which is 3 double crochets worked in the same stitch. So you're going to have 4 corners, and then you're going to have 16 chain 1 spaces. So you're going to have 4 chain 1 spaces on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to have that on each side between the corners. And then you're going to have 12 double crochet stitches, 3 double crochets on each side between each corner. So for round 5, I'm going to slip stitch into that middle double crochet from that corner, and then chain 1, work 3 single crochets in that same stitch. And that's my first corner of the round. Single crochet in the top of the next stitch. And now this round, I'm going to be again working in that skip stitch from the previous round, but I'm going to work behind this chain 1 instead of in front of it. So I'm going to work my double crochet, inserting my hook into that skip stitch from behind that chain 1. So again, I'm not enclosing that chain 1, I'm working behind it. If it helps, you can pull that previous round towards you to find and work into that skipped stitch. And then a single crochet in the top of that next stitch, double crochet in the skipped stitch below behind the chain 1, single crochet in the next stitch, work a double crochet in that skip stitch from the previous round, single crochet in the next, double crochet in the skipped stitch from below, work a single crochet in the next stitch, work 3 single crochets for your corner in the next stitch, which is that middle double crochet from that previous round, single crochet in the next stitch, and just repeat, working a double crochet behind that chain 1 in that skip stitch, single crochet in the next, and just continue repeating that same sequence around, working 3 single crochets for your corner, and then when we get to the end, this is the trickiest bit, honestly, and probably the easiest place to mess up in this pattern is at the end of our single crochet rounds. We worked a slip stitch to join in the top of that chain 3 but then we slip stitched into that next stitch to make our corner. So we don't want to forget to work a single crochet in the top of that chain 3 and then work a slip stitch into the first single crochet of this round to complete our round. So just make sure that you're not skipping that final single crochet before your corner. So then we're going to be repeating round 4, which is that round of double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and working that around as the base for our single crochet rounds. So slip stitch into that next stitch, chain 3, 2 more double crochets to make our corner, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, and just continue that around, working our 3 double crochet cluster corners in the middle single crochet from that previous round. And then we get to the end of our round, we work a slip stitch in the top of that chain 3 to join. So now we're just going to be repeating rounds 3 through 6. We're going to be working another round of single crochet stitches. We're alternating behind and front. So our previous single crochet round, we worked behind the chain 1. So this time we're going to be working in front of the chain 1 as we did in round 3. So I'm going to slip stitch into that next stitch, chain 1, 3 single crochets in that same stitch, single crochet in that next stitch, work a double crochet in front of that chain 1 in the skipped stitch from that previous round, single crochet in the top of that next stitch, and just continue that on around, working a double crochet in front of that chain 1. And that is your repeat. When this round is complete, working double crochets in those skip stitches in front of the chain 1, I'll work another round of skipped stitches, the double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, and then I will work my next round into those skipped stitches behind the chain 1, and just continue that to the size desired in your square. If you want to create a blanket, continue working the repeat to whatever size you wish. It's beautifully textured. So even in a solid color, it's really a pretty stitch, but I really like it in self-striping yarn with those short color changes. It really highlights this interesting stitch. So you're just going to continue working these rounds to the size desired. You're going to want to end after around 3 or around 5, which is the round that you're closing in your skipped stitches. Then at the end, if you would like to, you can work a round of single crochets to tighten that last round if you'd like to do that. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today. Thanks so much for being with me. As always, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a new video. Thanks everyone. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.